France, of course, the hosts. USA not very popular, unfortunately, heading out onto the field. That is due to the fact that they are facing the hometown favourites. But looking through at the starting lineups for the French, it is going to be Ryan Rebage, Riva, Joseph Lee, also Zedar. Alongside him, JP Barak is normally how he is more well known. Antoine Dupont, he is going to be one of those players out there on the field for the French that everyone is waiting to find out exactly how he is going to play. And Jordan Sefo there at number 12 to close out this French starting side. In terms of the USA, it is going to be the matchup or the lineup involving Aaron Cummings, Biza, Kevon Williams, Folau, Steve Thomasine, Puri Baker, and Lucas Lecamp, the last man in the starting side. But they are just showing an interview that took place between one of the Kenyan players, I do believe, but we are now underway. Right, we've got the coverage back here in New Zealand, ladies and gentlemen, and it is going to be in the hands of the French side, who are wearing their blue and red right on their chest. And, of course, the USA in that dark navy blue. But in position at the moment, it is the French. We're going to go across to this left-hand side. They have got talent for days in their starting lineup. Jonathan Joseph looking for the offload, can't quite get it away, and there was a knock-on from the USA from Puri Baker. But now the scrum feed for the French here was a good attack and run originally from Rebage. And USA, and Puri Baker is silly fast as Jared Smith. Exactly right. Anytime Puri Baker gets some sort of space, he normally isn't caught. But France have got some real speedsters themselves in the side, including that man who's coming off the bench in this contest, Steven Perez-Martin. But Dupont getting that start at 9. The big call for the USA. For France, I should say. They're currently showing USA player Puri Baker. Looks like we're going to have a scrum reset here. I think Aaron Cummings just having a bit of a conversation with the referee, saying that the heads weren't quite going in the right spot when it came to the scrums. Is Dupont starting? He certainly is, yes, with Steven Perez-Martin making his way off the bench. But Dupont now in possession, number 11 for this contest. Nice step in from France. Ooh, and a hard landing for Zedar. Now Dupont looking for a gap. Hasn't been able to find it as of yet, but now fires the wide cut-out pass, and the ball is dropped by Jonathan Joseph. Jefferson Lee. Just not quite able to bring that one in. The crowd looking disappointed. There's a man with a Toulouse shirt on. Of course, Antoine Dupont's regular side when it comes to franchise rugby. Line out thrown out, but the USA being 10 metres out from the line here. Folau goes with a massive line out throw. It's going to be overthrown, but it does bounce favourably for the USA. Lucas Lecamp gets it away to Puri Baker. He will want to try and get it out wide. Lucas Lecamp has knocked that one on. Most sides are knocking the ball on quite often throughout the early stages, perhaps. Oh, the crowd are not happy. What are they not happy about? Oh, okay. I think that it might have been a decision change, was it? Yeah, the crowd hostile, I think is the best way of describing them at the moment towards anyone that is not France. Yep, Perry moves quick as a cat for a veteran these days, 38 years old. Where do the years go? So here's raised by Antoine Dupont now going to feed the ball in for the French. Now back across to the right-hand side. On across, Pauline Riva now goes to Joseph. Tackled hard. Another penalty advantage for a high shot against the USA. Nice cellular dummy from Riva with the wide cutout pass. Jordan Sefo will score it, and the crowd erupt for that man as the French take the lead in their first Olympics matchup. Of course, this crowd, they were still in attendance for that Rugby World Cup quarter-final. It's where we saw the exit for the French. They want to right those wrongs here in the form of sevens, get themselves on that medal tally. Final going to be on Sunday morning, New Zealand time, or Saturday in France and South Africa. Nice work from Jordan Sefo to score the try. The kick was missed for the French, though. It will still be 5-0 in favour of France. Born in Paris for Jordan Sefo. Our crowd always unhappy about something, says Ruth. And USA always surprised, says Ruth. And there as well, but it's going to be kicked off short. 3 minutes remaining in this first half. It's going to be slapped back onto the side of the USA. Cummings goes across Lucas Lecamp. Oh, that's a big crunching shot on him. Ball in behind. Nice control there. Out wide. Here comes Joseph again. He has been heavily involved throughout the early stages. There is a knock on for the USA in the breakdown. Cummings trying to go for the tackle now. Here comes Antoine Dupont. He's got 3 men with him. Wide cutout pass for France. Jordan Seffo going to be tackled brilliantly there. And the ball is kicked into touch by the French accidentally. But that is a last-ditch effort there from Lucas Lecamp to stop the try in the corner. All right, Amish, you're tasked with promoting Rugby Sevens and can import 1 player from Union. Who are you taking? Not Antoine. Can I say Hugo Keenan, since he also came from the Rugby Union side of things? Yeah, it's almost hit Lucas Lecamp's hand as he's getting driven towards the touchline, but I believe it is going to be the USA ball at line out time. But they're only 5 metres out from their line. France heavily contested that first line out. French side looking good. Spreading the ball from side to side. That is nicely taken by Cummings. Will take it to ground. It's tackled by Jordan Seffo. They're only 5 metres from their line here for the USA. Thomas Seen trying to make a few extra metres, and France have conceded the penalty in the breakdown. On the scoreboard already, where's Antoine Dupont? Captain Fantastic. He was almost involved in the second try that France all but scored. They were 5 metres out. But he's certainly going to be one of those X-Factor players for the French ever since he has shown up. The Rugby 7 side of things has got a lot stronger for France. Although they were still in the right place before he got there. It's just he's shown up at the time where they're in form, and he's getting a lot of the credit for how well they've been doing as of late. But of course, this side, they've got some really talented players. Looks like a nice evening starting to form here in France. That one wasn't the straightest line out we've ever seen, but in sevens, it doesn't normally have to be. Lucas Lecamp now. Foot race between him and Antoine Dupont, and Dupont's not going to win it. Lecamp scores it between the sticks, and the USA will take the lead in this contest now. I'd personally like to see 1 minute of Taniela Tupou at the end of the game impact. But the problem is Taniela Tupou, normally if you give him any more than a minute, he gets injured, unfortunately. And, you know, like in terms of sevens-wise, if you're looking through at Australian, someone who I think would do very well is Tim Ryan at the moment, one of those young guys for them, or maybe a Rob Valentini. If you're looking at a forward, could be a good option. Look at that boy goes, speed, and damn Kiwi lads, you have dedication, bro. What time is it in New Zealand? At the moment, we are sitting 2:38 a.m. New Zealand time. So our first live stream started at around 1:30 a.m. The last live stream will be finishing at about 8 a.m. And then I am starting work at 9 a.m., probably right through to about 5. So it's going to be a very long day. And then the next day, we are doing the sevens again. So there's going to be plenty going on. That's just beautifully taken for the French. Currently on the halftime siren here. They're going to try and hang on to it for as long as they can here with Antoine Dupont wrestled down. Got a little bit isolated, but his French teammates eventually getting to that breakdown. And boom, USA. So where can I watch this live? If you go onto the Olympics website, they will show you exactly where your best options are for being able to watch all of the games, whether that is Rugby Sevens or whether it is just any games that are happening in general. Kick down from the USA. Puri Baker trying to win the foot race. I believe, no, he hasn't kicked it into touch from Joseph. That seems risky. He keeps it alive again. This seems like France maybe not aware of how close they were to conceding. And now they are inside of their 22, but they're going to keep on attacking in the form of JP Barak now. Lucas Lecamp, was he on the ball? The penalty goes the way of France again. I was just allergic to sleep, says Grant and Vanaka. Kiwi Lad says Savanatha, of course, soon. Round the corner, we are covering the Fiji versus Uruguay game. That is kicking off in only around 20 minutes, so be sure to stick around for that one. You're awesome, damn, full on commitment, love your work, says HD23. I do appreciate it. And yeah, we've got plenty more coming up in the next few days. And then when the men's side of the sevens ends, we have got some of the women's sevens that will be taking place on the channel as well. Now, Antoine Dupont gonna have to throw this one in for the French. We are currently 1 minute 40 past the halftime break where it would have been anyway. But both of these sides wanting to continue. France know that they're down by 2 and can't really afford not to take the risk of scoring. Once more before halftime, here comes Antoine Dupont. Gets it away to Pauline River. Thought about the inside ball, but goes instead on the outside to Joseph. He's getting wrestled towards the touchline, but USA do have to release him. Now counter ruck coming from the US. It's an awkward one. I'm not sure whose ball it's going to be. I'm very surprised that France have ended up with the possession. In fact, now it's going to be the USA penalty. The USA has taken a lead. There's Fittori. And then Hamish, thanks for all the great stuff and sacrificing your sleep for us. We appreciate it. Says Brian, but that one has been kicked into touch by US. And that is now going to make the score at halftime 7-5. Now, that is not how this first half was supposed to go. The USA are still considered underdogs, even though they are winning in this matchup. France are the overall favourites to win the gold medal. Who is the kicker for France? Or how is the kicker for France? He has missed one so far. I think it is JP Barak, I believe, is in charge of kicking at the moment. Normally it is Steven Perez-Martin, but because Dupont is on the field, it means that Steven Perez-Martin not out there to be able to take those kicks. It could cost them 2 points difference at the moment between these two sides. Some deep breaths being taken by the French in this group. They have also got Fiji and they have got Uruguay. So you can't really afford to be giving away games early. The USA retaining their spot on the circuit. They were in a relegation playoff game up against the Samoans, but they were able to get themselves the win. The man has got his USA overalls on by the looks of it, of course. Massive USA contingency who have come over for this Sevens competition. Not just, of course, for the Sevens, though, but also for the Olympics. In general, what time does New Zealand kick off? They will be kicking off at 4 a.m. New Zealand time is when their first game is. And then they've also got a game at 7:30 a.m. New Zealand time up against the South Africans. DuPont is having a good match so far. Says Connor. And he's going to have a big second half too, because this is where we see whether or not France can handle the pressure of playing in front of a home crowd. Of course, they want to walk away with a win here, but it may not be so easy. The USA, they do look like they've come to play here. And like they've said, because it's a little bit warmer than maybe anticipated, it's going to be one that slowly drains the gas tank. My semi-final predictions will be New Zealand versus France and South Africa versus Kenya. Says Daniel, and DuPont is still fabulous. Something going to happen second half, and bro, it's too early. Says Pads and Blazers, certainly is. But it's not every year you get to see the Olympics taking place, of course. And New Zealand 23, France 26, says Daniel. Now, France, they will be receiving the kickoff this time from the USA, who will be looking to retain the ball if they can. They've kicked off short, going up for it, and just the knock on in the process, I believe, from the USA. France in possession with Antoine Dupont. Puts in the fend and gets his offload away. Pauline River losing the foot race. Lucas Le Camp has some serious wheels on him. Nice pick up from Joseph. Now looking for the turnover there, the USA. I think they've gone in off their feet, so the penalty would have been against them. Zadar now gets the offload, and France will score within a few seconds of the second half starting. That is exactly what the crowd wanted from them. Rebash is the man who did get it. I think USA were trying to say that one of their players were tripped on the ground by France in that last breakdown. We're going to see a replay here. Yeah, no, I don't think you can say that that's a penalty. It was just where the tackler did end up falling after being tackled initially. And how is the Canes playing first? Or who is the Canes playing first in Super Rugby Pacific? I'm not actually too sure who they have got in their opening contest. Of course, as we get a little bit closer to the comp, we will be able to let you know. We don't even know who's in their squad, but one player we know isn't there is Artie Savia. He is going to be playing for Moana Pacifica in the next year's Super Rugby competition. Well, I should be fixing my sleep schedule, so being here isn't good. But when your thumb is hurting, a bit hard to do that. Says Pads and Blaze. Well, hopefully your thumb does get better throughout the evening. Yeah, sleep schedule at the moment is something that I sadly do not have. It's going to be, if we can get any sleep somewhere. And Geordie says cross-boarding. That is true. He's going to be taking part in the URC on a sabbatical for Leinster. Quick tap taken down by the French. They've got momentum. The question is, can they keep it going? Antoine Dupont, little flick on the inside. Beautiful work from him. And France will score again. Oh no, he's dropped it. Pauline River. Great work from the USA to stop him from scoring a certain try. Last-ditch effort, and just taps it out of the hand. There it is. That's a great bit of work on the US defence. Oh, Antoine Dupont magic. How do you stay up all night like? Says Beds Ablaze. I don't know, to be honest. I feel like I've just got that used to being sleep deprived that I now am just constantly sleep deprived. Are you kidding me? Says Razor. That should have been a try. And how much will that cost them? We've got to remember they're only ahead by 5 at this point, the French. If they don't score again and the US get a converted try, that is going to give them the lead. And what a tackle, incredible stuff. There was a try for all money off the back of some top quality Dupont magic. Which team does Marika play for in Super Rugby? He was at the Rebels. Oh, that looked like a tackle off the ball from the French, and that's almost a tip tackle too. Tell you what, they're playing dangerously. There is going to be the penalty, though, going the way of the USA now, and it doesn't look too good for Isdale. 10 White is the man who is going to get penalised. Get on the glass barbecue. Says HD23. Are you drinking coffee now, Hamish? If not, I highly recommend you take it up, says Sebastian. We're still not drinking coffee, but yeah, by the end of the Olympics, we may need it. To be honest, Marika Rebels. Bro, autocorrect is a pain. Says Padza. Spot is a wizard on the field. Says Ruth in there as well. And Hamish, what did you think about Andre Esterhuizen getting a 4-match ban for his red card Saturday's game? I thought that 4 matches is extremely harsh. I think the minimum you can get is 2. And I thought at worst he would get that, but maybe, I don't know, did Rassi know that it was going to be a little bit more of a substantial ban and that's why he didn't put him in his squad for the Rugby Championship? Like, it wasn't a great one in terms of, like, the level of, like, danger. But then I guess the player who he did tackle did get concussed, I believe. So it's a bit of a tricky one, isn't it? Because if the guy who you tackle high gets concussed, I do agree that you should get the 2 weeks, because that other guy has to take 2 weeks off anyway from his head knock. But like 4 weeks felt a bit harsh for it when most people said it was only a yellow card max. As Irish match next, not quite. Next match is going to be Fiji versus Uruguay, then followed by South Africa versus Ireland. Now, Madison Hughes with possession on the halfway line here for the USA as they've slowly built their way down the field. Perry Baker plays halfback. Going off to the left-hand side, Malachi Malachi Isdale, I should say. Now, the ball's still there for the US, counter-ruck coming, but Bizer has been able to get it out. Now here comes the pace of Perry Baker. Glides towards the 22. Kevin Williams gets the inside ball. Revo wanted the turnover, and there was a little knock-on the ground from the USA. And cheers, some good moves on both sides. Says Ruth. Malachi, that's an interesting name, never known one. Says Razor. I mean, different spelling, but Malachi Fekatoa, who I assume you do know. Good morning, says Marius there. And I meant South Africa 22, France 17. Says Daniel. Australia to win, gold. Says HC. To be honest, like, Australia for me is one of the favourites. In terms of, I feel like they've got a good and a real good shot of getting a medal. Antoine Dupont now making his way from the field. He has done what he could to try and help his side. Unfortunately, though, there were 2 opportunities that France did end up blundering when he helped set them up. Let's go America. And who's next to score? The thing is, if France score next, they should win this game. If USA score next, it's all on. That's a good shot coming in on Stephen Perez Martin. Rush defense from the USA. Here comes Joseph. Gets his offload away. Perry Baker almost tackling a little bit high there. Got to be careful. Not giving away any penalties. And that's great strength shown. But then the counter ruck. Perry Baker now pass on the outside. And the USA will score in the corner with Tupuola, I should say, who has scored. And yeah, true. For some reason, I just assumed it came from a Pacific Island background. But in fact, it's religious. America might be in for a good chance here without Dupont. Oh, USA magic. But yeah, the counter ruck coming. France taking too long to get that ball out of the breakdown. I think Malachi is Indonesian, says Ruth there. A nice one, Marcus. Come on, USA. And get in Cephos. says Grant in there. Is it safe to say that you are backing anyone in this competition but the French, Grant? Just out of curiosity. I think that's normally the lot, and the Irish, except for the French and the Irish. I think are your two teams you'd definitely like to see not do well, but that is a fantastic try from the USA. They have got a chance to be able to convert this one from way out wide. They have unfortunately missed it there for US, for their sake anyway, but that ball's going to bounce on their side. There's a siren sounding, but that is not the right siren. There's still a minute remaining in this matchup. They're passing out wide. Perry Baker's pace. Oh, he almost went through, and he's going to be tackled now. 22 metres out. Counter-ruck coming from the French, and they've got the ball back. You're 100% Hamish. Now they've got the chance here, France, to seal it right in the last moments. They're 40 metres out. The ball is dropped, picked up by the US, and they want to keep this ball alive. Unfortunately, Anufe just had no passing options. Is it full time? Or have we still got a little bit of time left? I think there's still 20 seconds. Oh, look at there, come on, USA. And also France winning well, says Marty Yaskini. Both of these sides going down to the absolute wire. Now, I think if they draw, they both get 2 points. I could be wrong there, though. We may go to golden point time if it is the same. But this is USA's best chance to get to the top of the table in this group. There's another siren sound. Someone's just got the air horn and they're just blowing it for fun. It's an interesting sentence. I would like USA to win, says Marius. Would be a massive one for France to be almost, bottom of the table in this group at the end of the first round. Would be massive. It is over now, says Connor. But France will kick this one, or USA will kick it into touch. They'll take the points there. The crowd are not happy, but I think that both of the sides, don't get me wrong, it's a bit of an anti-climax, but they both feel like in the overall tournament, the best case scenario, rather than risking losing 2 points, you're going to get yourself those couple. Must be the Islanders, or the air horn. And also, they're just kidding. And also, you're the best at pronouncing those French names. Is Manrique still playing for the Rebels? No, because the Rebels are no longer a team. Unfortunately, he was playing in Japan, of course, for last season as well. But nonetheless, 12-12 between these two sides, ladies and gentlemen. How will that play out for this overall group? It now just means that there is so much more pressure on Fiji in their next game up against Uruguay, which is going to be taking place in a very short moment, and we will be covering it right from when the match does begin. But I do thank you all very much for tuning in. A 12-all draw for this third match for the hosts, and I will see you all for Fiji versus Uruguay.